YouTube, what it do? It's your boy, Jonathan Speaks here, and it's your boy.
Anthony, and you don't know how it is.
Yuck, 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 gosh!
Alright, so in this video, we're going to be talking about something very interesting, by the way. We're going to be talking about consistency and discipline and how it played a big part in our lives. First things first, this is Anthony. Growing up, Anthony, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Where to even start? I think I should start about where I was, actually more bigger in size than this.
Yeah?
I was like almost like a normal, a fat kid growing up.
Okay.
Like to play, like to be in the yard, have fun, and
So me personally, I was skinny as hell. I was very skinny. I used to look like a child that was suffering from malnutrition. I was bony and I did look like a pointer and I had a big head. Anybody knew me, I had a big head, bro. My head was like the balloon from in the movie Up. You know what I mean? It was crazy. And my head was always bald. You know what I mean? And this is not me talking about myself. This is 100% accurate. It's true.
I'll be doing a giveaway. All you need to do is
And let me show you something. He was fat, right? I was skinny. I remember when he went on his journey to developing his physique and showing off the pounds and turning it into muscle. I remember he had a big shirt. The shirt couldn't even fit him anymore because the shirt was so big. He was a gigantic kid. And I was a very skinny kid. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, what fueled you and passion? What fueled you and what gave you the drive to, show off the weight?
okay. So firstly, when I was growing up, I had this mindset like I don't care what people say, I don't care about this and stuff like that. But as I grew older, I noticed something started changing, and I seen people changing as well, and kind of get to me, and it gets to a real point where it kind of made me shut up for a bit, and I was in that situation where I was, damn, what am I gonna do? What I'm gonna do now?
Yep.
Right? So it's just one day actually at school is where it actually all began. The way how people make me feel and I didn't like it. And that shit really hurts, When it takes in order for a man to grow, you need to get hurt sometimes, right?
Yep.
So that was one of my first time getting hurt and having to bail.
So my question is this: is pain a bad thing?
No, I won't say it's a bad thing. I think it's a fuel and a motivation to keep going and improving yourself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So my thing is this, right? Pain comes in your life. Should you run from pain or don't run from pain or embrace the pain?
I think you should accept it and you should find out all the faults and everything that came up to that point. Because if you run from it, you're just throwing it away and you're just hiding from it. You're not facing exactly what you need to face. If you don't know, you just keep going back in a cycle over and over and over. So I think you should face your problems and your pain head straight forward and notice and find out everything, and you should work and build from there.
In school, right, I was not the brightest in class, right? And I never thought I would have done the way I did in CXC. So I'm gonna be honest, right? Going to school, like I said, I was skinny, had a big head. I used to just consistently, utilize my time badly. Bad decisions after bad decisions after bad decisions. I was the type of child, right, that used to be in the schoolyard playing marble when I was supposed to be hitting them books.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I mean? But then, I reached a point in my life where I didn't want to lose anymore. I wanted to win. And I said to myself, CXC coming up, it's right around the corner, right? And I want to pass, I want to get a good grade. In order for me to get a good grade, I got to put in the work. And not only that, but nothing changes if nothing changes. So if you don't change anything, nothing gonna change. So I was like, you know what? I want to change this. And I took myself from playing marbles to studying in class. I took myself from being outside talking to everybody to being inside with the teachers, asking them for help with certain subjects. And I studied And I studied and I studied and I studied.
Right, and I couldn't prove that for a fact because he was always out of his house. I was doing
Yep.
something. I was riding his bike
Yep.
all over.
Yep.
And the time when he serious up is when the time I hardly see him the most.
Yep.
And that's when I know he take it serious.
Sometimes we gotta lock in. Sometimes we just gotta put everything aside and say, you know what, this is for me. And I gotta do this for me. And if I wanna reach where I wanna reach, I gotta just put in the work. Because the results is gonna pay off. Whether you like it or not, the results always pays off. And when you be consistently disciplined, right? Do it regardless of how you feel, regardless of your emotions. What tends to happen is, you win. Whether you like it or not. Look, if you try hard, right? Let's say, for example, you run in a race, right? And you're trying your best to get first place. You're trying your best to get first place. One day you might get fifth, another day you might get third, another day you might get second, but eventually you will get first. And you know why? Because you're putting yourself in the position to actually win.
Right.
My thing is this, most people, right, before they even start the race, they automatically disqualify themselves. Let's say relationship-wise. You see a pretty girl and you like the girl, you don't even want to talk to her because you're in your mind, you're like, bro, she's not gonna like me, she's not gonna this, she's
You're
not
already
gonna that.
doubting yourself already.
Thus, disqualifying you from even starting the race. So people don't try to fail, you know. They fail to try. You know what I mean?
Well, I would like to start. Is it me or is just randomly everything starts when you're young?
Honestly, to me, everything starts when you're young. Because when you're young, you're growing up, you know,
Right.
then it's when most of the stuff happens. The trauma, the pain, the excitement, the joy, the wonders. Everything in life to me starts when you're young. And you tend to just like grow into it. But I'm going to let you continue saying what you're saying, bro.
Okay, so I was in high school, multi-graduate, Form 5. That's basically like grade 11 for you guys in, high
Foreign
school.
countries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was in a class, I was in business, and I was, studying as usual. I didn't, I wasn't that kid who's always the brightest or who's,
Me neither, bro.
the dumbest.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
I know that I can do better, but,
Yeah.
I didn't put that much effort in. So I was coming close to CXC where we writing an exam to graduate. And I was noticing something that was happening in my class that, really bugged me.
It was up in
So-
the class.
So I was looking around and I saw these girls and these boys. We didn't have much boys in our class anyway. So
Yeah.
but these kids were like just my colleagues were just like way smarter than me and they would like show it
Yep.
and
Yep.
make you feel a way that you can't do it, or when the teacher calls upon you, you left like clueless of things that you're supposed to know.
Kind of like
So-
the arrogant ones, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So-
definitely that, bro.
I noticed it because I never used to have the biggest score. Sometimes you cheat on tests,
Yeah.
things like this happen. And I was told that I had to write 10 subjects, and I told myself that I want all to be grade ones, right? I
Yep.
told myself I want to get the highest, and the grade ones is the top score, but I wanted distinction above that. I want everything
Yep.
right. So
Yep.
what makes me come to you with this topic is because I was told by a teacher, and actually a sir too, that I'm not studying hard enough and I will not get what I'm looking for. Right?
Basically, they was trying to say that we ain't shit, right?
Good. And I got like so like angry and furious and
Wow, James.
vexed.
Yep.
I feel like this, like, what do you think? You telling me that I can't
You
get
think
what
you
I
telling me
want?
I'm not gonna make it?
Right.
What?
So I developed this program where I started, studying more. I head into lessons more.
Yep.
I behind my book every single day.
Yep.
I even had to go to the hospital a period of time
Wait, what?
after I write this exam that I have too much headaches because I was studying too hard and too much.
Yep.
And that point in time is where I actually dropped my physical workout, so I couldn't stay on my work game. So I was that hard. I was studying. I'm a guy who likes to work out, but I was studying so hard I
Definitely.
couldn't get to, and I was prescribed by the doctor to tell me go exercise back. So that point in time, I was really studying hard, and I had this fear in me that when I went into but before coming up to Form 5, I had this fear in me saying, this exam gonna be hard. I wonder if I gonna fail. I wonder if
Yep.
I gonna
Yep.
get
Me
good
too,
grades
bro.
and
Hey,
stuff
yo,
like that.
for
Right?
real. Me
So,
too, man.
Good.
Shit.
You can relate to this.
Yeah, we could.
So, at a point in time when it was exam day before exam, you know how I feel.
Like the anxiety level high, fear, heart beating fast, and all of that.
No, completely opposite. I was calm. I was calm like the sea. Calm like the ocean and the river.
I'm gonna say something to that. So you know when you train hard and you prepare, I always tell myself this because this is a code that I live by, and he lives by it too, but he probably don't say it the way I say it. Proper preparation tends to prevent poor performance. That's something that we actually live by. And I'm gonna let you continue, bro.
Good. So on that day I felt calm. I didn't even pick my book up. I'm serious. I'm dead ass serious. I'm looking at every single kid inside this class, inside my colleagues in my class, reading book, worrying, stuff like that, asking each other questions to answers and stuff like that. I'm just looking like.
My thing is this, right? So people would say that he was overconfident, but I would say no, right? When you work hard and you're consistently disciplined, right? You tend to believe in yourself and trust yourself to the point where you could walk on like, let's say, a bridge that you could see holes in it, but you trust yourself that you're gonna make it to the other side. You don't even look down. You don't even look down, bro. You walk straight over.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Good. So back on topic.
Yeah.
So I was looking at everyone. Everyone was nervous and things like that. But I head into the exam room, and I told myself, "Well, I'm a man of God. I'm a Christian. I pray. So I pray before I write the exam, and after I pray, I write my exam. Done. Head out, and everybody, after exam, everybody asks questions like, "What do you get? We get for this answer. We get for that answer." I didn't even want to even know anything. Because I know that the fact that I already got everything I needed, and as days go by, because I have to write like 10 more days, I have to write a subject a day. And after I write the exam, I felt, how I felt? I felt like a wave just flushed straight over me. Like I felt all the hard work and energy that I put in.
Like a painkiller relief.
Right, like a relief. That's
the word, relief.
I felt so happy.
Yeah, bro.
Right, because I was not even worried about what my score was. Right.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm bound to get success. Everything I do, I put my hands to do, I will succeed.
Will succeed.
Right. So now, pause.
What did he say?
Yeah. I just said, bro. Yeah.
I think a couple months is after you get these results, right?
Yeah.
So
bro.
since it was my family first, that is my generation of my family writing CXC, because my parents never write CXC.
But they're still successful in life.
Right,
Thank
exactly.
God. Yeah.
So because they work hard as well too. So this was like a big thing for me because I'm the first in my generation to write CXC. So we normally have an app that we open up our ID on our phone and we log into get our results. Now, I was in a Bay Area. Everyone was around sitting down waiting to get results.
Yeah.
And on that day, everybody anxious. My parents was anxious. Want to know why?
Yeah, bro. Everybody.
I was like this. I was in the car and I was like, "Why y'all worrying? I know I got good grades. I ain't got worried, right?" So I check. I start calling maths distinction, POB distinction, science. I got a grade too, but that's a good performance.
Yeah.
Economics distinction.
Yep.
What else I write? I write EDPM distinction, PE distinction. I topped the school for my PE class.
My thing is this, right? When you was younger, wasn't you fat?
Definitely.
But then you topped the school for physical education,
And that's when
and he was fat.
and that I actually lose weight before I lose school, so everybody
Yep.
could see the difference and
Yep.
in me.
You know what I mean? You got anything else you want to say before we wrap up this video, bro?
That's pretty much it. Because we got a lot more to talk about, but I think we shouldn't cover it in one video. So if you guys want to see a lot more, you just go to this channel, comment down below, like, share, and subscribe, and you guys will see a lot more of us. experience.
Definitely, definitely. So we thinking about a part 2
Of course, bro. Definitely.
in the future. So this is your boy Jonathan Speaks here, and I'm back with another video alongside who?
Anthony Sanchero, and you know we like to keep things simple, easy, and does the best for you.
Bye guys.
Take care of yourself.